Hello, TopFanRivalry followers. Welcome to Unraveling the Red Sox. It is that time. It's Thursday evening, which means you're hearing this on Friday. But hey, I'm telling you right now, it's time to unravel the Red Sox. Mikey, how the heck are you, man?
Bill, it's like the best time of the week, man. I'm telling you. Look forward to it every week.
Yeah, you and me both, man. I look at my schedule on Wednesdays when I do Can of Corn and the Odd Couple, Bleeding Blue. I'm like, yes. And then unraveling the Red Sox, yes. And then it's the weekend. I'm like, this is a perfect way to lead in. So
Exactly. Exactly.
all right. May, you've got 20 games in the books in May so far, and you are 9-11. Thoughts about that?
9/11. Uh I in years past you'd say you're disappointed in that kind of a record, but I think for these Red Sox, you're happily surprised. Uh they're still playing hard. They're still winning games. We in last week's episode, after losing three out of four to the Rays, I was like, hey, we see the Rays again next week, and look what happened. We brought the brooms out in Tampa, and we took care of them on the road, just like I prognosticated, and you know.
Yeah,
Uh, they're still in third place, so like they're hanging in there.
yeah,
And we talked about in the pre-show, while we were chatting before we went live, that they're an unpredictable team. You never know what's going to happen with these guys, and because they're not just getting destroyed every night.
yeah,
Uh, Obviously, if they were world beaters, that would also be fun to tune into. But like, because you never know what's going to happen, uh, it's a likable team, and that's important. We've had teams that were not very likable before, uh, but this is a very likable team. You get guys that you can relate to, guys that you want to cheer for, guys that you want to see do good, and we've seen some craziness this week, which we'll touch on, I think, in a few minutes. So
yeah, yeah. No, it's interesting how you lay that out because um, it's I what I don't understand is you have such a good ERA, your pitching's doing well. It's just like as one of my friends would say, your offense would be offensive. Um, you know,
sometimes, sometimes, I mean, we have Connor Wong batting third.
yeah. Well,
Catchers
well,
normally, especially in the AL East, unless your name is Adley Rutschman, you're batting like eighth or ninth in the lineup, and like traditionally, that's where like Veritek batted. Veritek I think batted seventh and eighth like for his entire Red Sox career. So like you didn't ever see him in the three hole,
yeah,
like in the protection spot. So and Connor Wong isn't like a world beater either. He's not Manny. Like that's who I think of when I think of like for my generation, like the classic three-hole hitter, Manny Ramirez. And Connor Wong is far from Manny Ramirez in many ways. Um, but they're like I said, they're fun to watch. They're doing things, they're doing a lot of exciting things. And that to keep track of what's going on and to watch the team. Like you said, the pitching is still great. Bullpen is pretty much lights out. Um, Especially like if they have a lead. But once in a while the offense decides not to show up because we're relying on guys like Rob Refsnyder, Dominic Smith, uh, Garrett Cooper. Uh, the list goes on and on. And we talked last week about young guys that are still developing, like Rafael, Von Grissom. Like these guys are in their early 20s, and they're not, uh, they're not first ballot Hall of Fame type players, so they take a little bit longer to develop in the major league and get major up to speed in the majors. So, they're going through their growing is doing. So, if they and I've talked about it before, if we lay the foundation this year and we continue to build off of what we have this year, we'll have a team that can compete with the Orioles and the Yankees over the next couple of years.
Right,
We'll
right.
touch on those guys later too.
Yeah, yeah, 100%, 100%. It's funny that you mentioned Connor Wong because one of the things that I have on my notes is I pulled your top three hit leaders, and obviously Duran has 55 hits, which actually is, I believe, I want to say it's in the top 10 or 12 in all of baseball. And then you have Connor Wong at 42 and Rafi Devers at 41. You would think Rafi Devers would be the high guy and not in your top, not your number three guy, but
Right.
it's just the way that it's rolling right now, right?
That's right. Connor Wong. When we traded Mookie Betts for Connor Wong, I said it.
No,
I
you
said, watch out for Connor Wong. He's going to be the piece.
no, you did
I
not.
actually, I actually did. I really did. Uh, by the Dodgers in I think 2016 or I think it was 2016 because he had his first Bowman card in 2017. And for those of you that are watching Unraveling the Red Sox for the first time, I'm a big sports card guy, baseball card guy also. So that's how I learn learn to follow a lot of the young prospects in the game. So I can talk about a lot of the up and coming prospects as well and know kind of what their lineage is and where they came from, what teams they started with. So Connor Wong, 2017 was his first when Mookie got traded for him, and he was a bright piece. He wasn't just a throw in. We'll say. So I kind of knew but I didn't think he would be the three hitter. I just thought he would be a serviceable everyday catcher.
So, no disrespect, but for those of you top fan rivalry followers listening to Unraveling the Red Sox, I still think the Dodgers won that trade. But Mike's trying to like put lipstick on a pig here and saying that hey, Connor Wong was the guy. I still think I'll bet right now almost every dollar I have, everybody, if he could have Mookie Betts back and give us Connor Wong back, I suspect that that would happen in a heartbeat. Am I right, Mike?
And we just got 17 pitchers from the Yankees for Alex Verdugo. So the gift that keeps on giving.
It's like the Jelly of the Month Club, Clark. It's just the gift that keeps on giving. So there you go. Christmas vacation in the middle of May. You're welcome. We'll be here till Wednesday. Tip the waitress, everybody. Um,
That's right. That's right.
okay, strikeout leaders
Uh,
for you guys. Um, Tanner's got 62, Cutter's got 57, and then your boy that you just paid is 5-2, but he's only got 37,
well, he also spent a couple of weeks on the IL.
right?
So did Tanner. Tanner, I think had a little blip where he was down. I think maybe not actually. And Cutter has been solid. So Cutter has been the big hoss so far. So the
Yeah. Well,
pitching, hey, they're gonna keep it coming. And Bayo is I talked about Grissom and Rafaela, and Bayo is in that same boat. He's still developing. He's still getting his legs under him.
well, listen, I like Bayo. What I still don't understand, and I'm not, I, you guys are playing so, like you're pitching so very, very well. It's just to me, it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch. So
It is fun to watch. It's when Boston turns its attention to the Red Sox, they're not going to be like, these guys are awful. They're just going to be like, I don't know who any of these guys are,
Exactly,
but they're going to be
exactly.
surprised. They're going to know who they are, hopefully by the end of the season, because they don't have you know they don't have that sexy besides Devers, but they don't even people don't even
Well, like I said
they
before,
don't have any of those big name they don't have any big name players that have like made sowed their oats in other parts of parts of the league. They're all making their name on this team right now. So they're going to be our guys, and that is another reason why this team is so likable, is that it's not a bunch of like hired mercenaries. It's a bunch of guys that we've given the opportunity to come together, to play together, grow together, and become a team. And it's been productive on the field. Clearly, uh, you know they're still young. They're still not you know the best team. We don't have murderers row out there, but we have a good solid team, and they're gonna surprise a lot of people. So I'm looking
they
forward
are.
to I'm
So
looking
tell
forward to the sound bites from people that don't know what's going on. Hillman and Wiggy telling them what's up in the morning.
me tell me about this last week.
About this last week. Well, how about we had Raffy Devers set a Red Sox record after we talked last week about how he tries to hit 5-run home runs in every at bat. He goes off and hits a home run in 6 straight games. That's something that I go a little bit deeper into in this week's article behind the locker room. So make sure you check that out if you are not a locker room member, and we'll give you a special code later in the podcast on how you can get a discount to join. But the last time that we had somebody hit a home run 6 games in a row was Mike Trout in 2022. So yes, 6 in a row. And for the Red Sox, uh, that's the longest home run consecutive game streak in history. So
Yep, yep, yep.
you have Jimmy Fox, Ted Williams, Jose Canseco, uh, and Bobby D.
Bobby D.
We love Bobby D.
Bobby D. Love it,
Bobby
love
D.
it, love it.
So we had that. We also had the electrifying Jaron Duran. We touched on how he leads the team and is in tops in the majors in hits. But he's also fast, if you didn't know that.
Yep.
And him and Devers put together a little delayed double steal, first and third, little league play. Throw down to second, and Jaron came home and stole home this week against the Rays, and that's not something that you see all that often at the major league level. And it was actually a really heads up play by Raffy, and they did touch on it in the broadcast. Where he kind of held up and stopped from getting tagged,
Yep.
so that he didn't make the out at second. And by the way, I didn't know that the Rays had Alex Jackson on their team. He was a highly touted prospect at one point, and has been mired to back up catcherdom. Didn't ever really make it. I think he was drafted in 20. He was a big prospect in 2014 for the Mariners, and yeah, never panned out. Spent some time in Atlanta, and I didn't know he was in Tampa.
So, so it's funny that you mentioned that first and third play because for the life of me, I can't figure out why that ever works. Okay. Because first of all, the runner is supposed to kind of walk off first base, right?
Sure.
Okay. How hard is it? So this is what you do. I was a left-handed pitcher. This is what you do. You step off, You fake to first, you turn around, you throw to third. Why? Because the guy on third is leading like off, right?
Sure.
And so if you throw to the third baseman who should be covering the base when that happens, right? They think that you're going to throw to first base. You throw to third, you start the rundown and you get the lead runner out. Who cares if that guy goes to second? You get the lead runner out and they look like a buffoon. But for some
Right.
reason, it's big and sexy
Right.
trying to go after the guy going to second base. I cannot for the life of me figure out why that play works at any given time. At any given time.
Yeah. Like I said, it's a little league. It's a little league play. Like
Yep. Yep. But it works. Hey, if it's going to happen, it's going to rattle some people up. It's going to happen. That's fine. And 8 times out of 10, you're going to score the runner, or both guys are going to be safe at second and third. 2 times out of 10, you might either get the guy at third or you get the guy at second.
it's just very exciting to see like somebody break to home and to score.
Huh?
Uh, so that was fun to watch the highlights on and uh yeah, yeah. I mean, I remember against the Yankees back in the day. So that was like the last time I really remember the Red Sox stealing home. So Durant, he's exciting. Lots of good stuff. Willier, my man Willier continues to mash
My
all
man,
over
will
the
you?
place. We love the Rule 5 draft.
Yep.
Appreciate the Astros for letting us take Willier off their hands. Uh, if you don't know Willier Abreu's name, I will talk about Willier Abreu every week until he's what widely known in baseball circles.
Widely known in baseball circles. I like it. So you have you have two more good series this week. You have
A
Milwaukee at
rough
home.
road ahead. A
Yeah, you
rough
got
road
Milwaukee.
ahead.
Well, listen, we're not even talking about June. I looked up your June schedule. If I'm you guys, I bury my head in the sand in June. But um, if I'm looking at this, I'm looking at it, I'm going, okay, I got 3 at home against Milwaukee. I got 3 on the road against the Orioles. What are you picking? What are you saying?
So, from what I've seen, Milwaukee's pitching is not like awesome. It's good. It's solid, but it's more that they're finding the ways to score and to score more runs than their opponents. So I think that the Red Sox pitching is going to actually be able to handle Milwaukee.
Okay, I like that. I would agree with that.
Keep it at a minimum.
Yeah.
Uh, so it's all going to depend on how the Red Sox offense can do because again, I think that the pitching is going to keep them in almost every series. Uh, you know, I will be honest, and I haven't said this in a long time, but Baltimore scares me. The
They should
Yankees
scare you.
don't scare me. The Yankees don't scare me.
What you talking
The
about,
Yankees
Willis?
don't scare me because
What
the
you talking about,
Yankees have
Willis?
so the Yankees have had a lot of help from poor poor play by the opposite team.
Okay.
So I think that if the Red Sox can limit the mistakes, then I think they'll be all right with the Yankees. But
Okay.
The Orioles, they're good.
No, they are. Hey, listen, Gunnar Henderson, we talked about him on
Watch
the
them
weekly
play.
review. Gunnar
Right.
is amazing. Um, but don't see the Yankees are playing well because now you have to pitch to Arson Judge because you got
Sure.
Juan Soto behind it. There
I
are
mean,
certain things.
so all right. So I'm gonna give you another little sneak peek into my article for the week, right? And
Okay.
it's about the MVP race, right? And I'm not gonna talk about Kyle Tucker. he's a another name that I didn't mention in this because my pick for MVP at the beginning of the season was Bobby Witt Jr. and he is proving to live up to that hype thus far. And I compare Bobby Witt Jr. to Juan Soto, who is also an MVP candidate. But like, should he be? Because he's just doing what he's supposed to be to just destroy everyone,
Right.
right? From top to bottom. I mean, like you can name the entire Yankees lineup, and I haven't I've watched one Yankees game, but like Judge, Rizzo, Stanton, Soto, Volpe, LeMahieu, like the Cabrera. The list goes on and on for these guys. And I don't know that I can name three Royals. I mean, I can because I know baseball, but
Yeah.
like most people are not going to be able to name three Royals. You'll be able to name Bobby Witt Jr., Salvi Perez, but after that, there's nobody. So like, should somebody like Juan Soto be getting the credit that he deserves uh when he's just a cog in that machine?
I get what you're saying.
Make Aaron Judge any better or Stanton any better or anybody like that. So, you know, uh and I have Soto on my fantasy team, and like he's 1 for 4 every night. So like, is that great? Either I don't know.
Yeah, I have honestly I it's weird because I think he makes the only reason he makes Aaron Judge better is because now you're forcing
You have to
um
pitch to him, yeah, of
to
course,
pitch to him. Yeah.
yeah. It's
And
like we talked about, a couple weeks ago with
mm,
who was it with Washington, right? When
yeah,
they pitched, when they walked O'Neill to get to Devers, right?
yeah,
Like Soto is the guy on that team that you're saying Juan Soto isn't going to beat us. So that means
yeah.
you have to pitch to Judge. That means you have to pitch to Stanton. That means you have to pitch to Rizzo. You know, these are 4 guys that would be a number 4 in your lineup, a clean or 3 or 4 cleanup guy in any lineup in the major league. And all 4 of them are on one team.
I don't know.
Maybe all right, maybe team in baseball.
I don't know. I don't know that he's a 3 or 4. I don't know if Soto or Rizzo are 3 or 4, or even Judge if they're 3 or 4. With the 2024 World Champion Los Angeles Dodgers. I
Yeah,
don't know.
okay.
I like the 1 through 4 right there. You know,
I mean,
I
you
don't know.
all you need is Mookie at 1 and Otani at 3, and then Freddie and whatever and whoever.
Yeah, I mean that would be fun though. Can you imagine Mookie at 1, Otani at 2, Freddie at 3, Will Smith at 4, and then either Juan Soto or Aaron Judge at 5? Hmm.
Are you saying that the Dodgers aren't going to win this year, Bill? Is that
No, no,
like
no, no, no.
you need to sign Aaron Judge in order or Juan Soto in order to win?
No, I'm just looking for a 150 win season. That's all. I'm not asking for much. I'm just looking for 150 win. I'm not asking for much.
You're
I'm
gonna have
asking
you'll have about
awesome. Awesome. All right, so Mike, as we unravel the Red Sox, as we wrap up the episode, tell us what we need to look forward to this week. And then also, everybody, Mike's going to give you a very important thing. Now, remember, if you're watching this in the locker room, you're already there. If you're not watching this in the locker room, you're watching on YouTube. He's going to give you a very important clue before pricing changes and goes up. Take a listen to what he's going to say. So tell us about what we need to know about the Red Sox and give us that all important discount code, please.
That's right. We are looking to just have fun and battle. That's what these Red Sox are doing. They're not no cheap losses and no cheap wins either. They're out there playing hard every day. Uh, and that's how this team was constructed. And like I uh, I mentioned, at the beginning of the season, in one of the first articles that I wrote, Breslow and his full throttle mantra that he put out there, and like nobody's talking about Craig Breslow right now. Nobody's like, oh, what did he do? Blah 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 blah. So for this team in the way that it's been the past couple seasons, no news is good news, and the Red Sox are keeping their heads above water. They're playing hard. They're playing fun games. Uh, you know, we're building new stars in the city. I hope that Casas can get his rib fixed sooner than later because he's going to be coming back into this lineup and help bolster it, and then we won't need to see Dom Smith and Garrett Cooper, uh, anymore. Uh, I don't even know if Dom Smith has been on base at all as a Red Sox. Uh,
Okay.
So we got two tough series with Milwaukee and Baltimore coming up, but uh, I think that if they can get a split, so I think if we can go 3-4, 4-3, something like that this week, I think that uh, we'll be we'll be doing okay.
Okay.
We'll be exactly where we started, which is
Right where
kind of
we
what the Red
started.
Sox are going to be looking for this year. Uh,
Right where we started. Right.
Exactly. So, uh, hey, it's great as always to chat with you about the week that was with the Red Sox. We're in Red Sox Nation, unraveling these Red Sox. If you are listening, like Bill said, in the locker room, then you already know. But if you're watching us on YouTube, and especially if it's your first time watching us, unravel the Red Sox this year 2024 you. It is unraveling, like what we do weekly for these Red
Weekly.
Sox. You enter that code at checkout. It gives you a 10% discount,
10% discount. Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
10%
Yeah.
discount on a membership.
Yep.
And you can enjoy all the podcasts for all the teams, all the great content
All the
that is
things.
behind the locker room, and some special and exclusive merchandise for Top Fan Rivalry family people.
Family. That's right. We are family. Love it. Mike, let's do it again next week. Yeah.
I always look forward to it.
Me too. Me too. Top Fan Rivalry followers, if you're listening to this in the locker room, thank you for support. Thank you for being in the locker room. If you are um, watching this on YouTube, like Mike says, use that discount. Have a good time. We do a lot of fun stuff. Like we have these cool hats right here. I have it on good authority that we might even be having an um, unraveling hat coming out. Mike, you've actually seen the logo. We just need to um, we need to actually take something off of it so that we don't bust up a trademark. But yeah, we might have a good time.
Oh, sweet. I'll be looking. I will have a hat to wear weekly
There you go. There you go.
instead of the rotating National League teams.
National League teams. There you go. All right, my friend. Let's do it again. Yeah.
All right, Bill. We'll talk to you next week.
You too. Talk to you later.